from Trendy Digest, I don't know, whatever, some MSN start page content, but they say Vice President Kamala Harris's approval ratings, a pre-election snapshot. So this is them trying to sugarcoat it, put lipstick on a pig, and tell you, well, it's getting better. I mean, she was really bad, but it's a little bit better, right? Right? You like her, right? No, nobody likes her. I mean, quite literally. I mean, she even called Bo Jiden a racist, which he is, but I think she was speaking from a different point of view. I mean, it's all a complete mess. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because the algorithm is a monster and they're trying to get me to stop. But it's not going to happen, so it would help me a lot if you engage with the content. It would help me even more if you bought my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. But they say, as the 2024 United States presidential election draws near, Vice President Kamala Harris has seen a modest increase in her approval ratings, a critical metric that often correlates with the party's electoral success. Current polling figures from 538 show a Harris approval rating at 38.2%, with a disapproval standing at 51.3% as of May 3rd. Though she struggles with a net negative approval, it marks a slight improvement from a disapproval rating that previously hovered around 54.9% back in January. So it's getting better. I mean, the bar is so low, right? I mean, this is a complete monstrosity. They are criminals trying to cloak themselves under the guise of intersectionality or LGBT or binning babies or whatever it is. And look, it's getting a little bit better, right? I mean, the election's a couple months away, like you guys really like us, as if that mattered. But as they say, this one might be too big to rig. So Kamala's approval rating is creeping up just a tiny bit months before the election. And I guess this is why President Biden and Vice President Harris have canceled more student debt than any administration in history. We've given away more money. We're trying to usher in communism, and we're transferring the debt of thankful or thankless, I should say, and ungrateful college kids who are protesting and burning things down and destroying cities in the name of Fentanyl Floyd from 2020. We are going to cancel their debt, and that's why people like us so much. And then you have, Amy Klobuchar a couple days saying that, well, the DACA recipients and the dreamers, they really like this. And it's like, okay, I bet they do, because they can just break in and you're going to give them whatever the hell it is that they want. But I don't think there's enough DACA recipients or enough college kids who are in debt to make this work. I mean, do they really not understand that just creating more money, I don't even know, printing probably doesn't even happen anymore, just a bunch of ones and zeros. We're just going to create this stuff and hand it out in hopes that you vote for us, which in turn will raise my approval rating just a tiny bit. But this outlet, Morning Carpool, I guess another weirdo MSNBC content outlet, says Supreme Court strikes down Biden's $430 million student loan forgiveness plan. So Kamala Harris is going to go out on social media and let you know that she's giving everything away. But is that really what's happening? I mean, it's a complete mess. They are muddying the waters. They are creating chaos on purpose so nobody knows what's happening. But you claim that you gave everything away. I mean, you also claim that you stopped rent. I mean, they do these completely unconstitutional things and just hope it gets tied up in the court because they know it's completely illegal, and they've admitted as such. But the Supreme Court strikes that down. As the Biden administration pushes for sweeping student loan forgiveness, the Supreme Court delivers a major blow, striking down a $430 billion plan. This decision leaves millions, particularly those from Gen Z, in a lurch as they struggle with rising educational costs. Again, that's you guys are doing that, right? You could talk about all this inflation, right? I mean, we've seen the graphs. I don't know. I'm no expert, but the cost of college has risen exponentially in the past 3 decades, even as the paperwork that you get on the other end of that becomes increasingly more worthless. In a lurch as they struggle with rising educational costs. Despite this setback, new policies like the SAVE plan offer a glimmer of hope, with promises of adjusted payment schemes They say it right there. It's a scheme. It's a scam. And potential future forgiveness. So don't worry. It's all completely fake. It's all completely illegal. But we're going to try to do it anyways. And if that wasn't enough, Biden administration preparing to hand out 10,000 migrant ID cards in several U.S. cities. And are the people who are on board with giving away free money for college? I mean, why don't you give away free money for cars, or free money for a house, or free money for a podcasting studio? Why don't you do that? But the same people who think giving away money makes sense are also on board, apparently, allegedly, with giving illegals green cards or ID cards or what? I mean, how does that work? Right? They are banking on the cognitive dissonance, the absolute ignorance of people who, and look, this is not rocket science. It doesn't take a mathematician. It doesn't take a scientist or a doctor or a lawyer to realize that you can't just give away free stuff and then completely open the floodgates and give away ID cards. They say the Biden administration hopes to dispense thousands of ID cards to migrants in the coming weeks as part of an effort to update the documentation that U.S. government agencies provide illegal border crossers. Oh, okay, migrants. Yeah, that's it. Just migrants, right? We just saw another story of all of the legal immigrants that came into California. So which is it? I mean, they want to constantly conflate the idea of illegal immigrants and legal migration. And it doesn't even matter because all of the people that you let in are going to, I guess the money's not real anymore. It's all fake. But you can't let all these people in and then say, oh, yeah, you'll also just give me the money. Because, surprise, that's illegal and you're not going to get the money either way. We're going to give it to illegals. And then we're going to hope that maybe, even though most of them are probably not on board with this, you can see from the, aggressive nature of some of the Venezuelan illegals that they're probably not going to be rushing to get to the doctor to get their dick cut off. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is planning on a limited rollout of its secure docket card program this summer that would see roughly 10,000 ID cards distributed to migrants in as many as 4 U.S. cities, according to Fox News. So let me guess. New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Phoenix. 2 promotional locations are Houston and Atlanta. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Houston, Texas, close to the border. The program aims to modernize documentation provided to some okay, we're going to give IDs to illegals. Got it, okay. Which notes that the cards are only intended for use by Department of Homeland Security agencies such as ICE, Customs, and Border Protection and Citizenship and Immigration Services. Oh, yeah. So they're not going to use that to try and get jobs. They're not going to use that to try to get bank accounts. They just want to do this, to make it easier for the Border Patrol officials, which they also hate. While the specifics of the card and pilot are underdeveloped. Oh, okay, well, we don't know about the specifics. We'll worry about that later. But until then, we're going to give them we're going to give them whatever they want. We're going to give them a hotel room with a hot plate and PB&Js that they're going to throw out. But, the specifics are under development. It is important to note the secure card will not be an official form of federal identification. The secure card will indicate it is for use by DHS agencies and would be provided only after national security background checks has been performed. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's the case. Migrants who cross the border illegally are typically given paper documents indicating their status in future immigration court dates before they are released into the country. Oh, yeah, when they have a court date of 2029 on it. Right? Am I tripping? This is not like high IQ stuff. This is just a complete scam to, I guess, eventually get these weirdo illegals to vote Democrat. And in the meantime, count them as citizens so the blue team can get more congressional seats or something. ICE claims paper documents are unsecured, insufficient, and can get lost or deteriorate over time. Okay, so what? Fine. If you're here long enough for it to deteriorate, then you should stay under the radar. You should have never come here. And if it does deteriorate, and you're still here, congratulations. If it deteriorates and you now you want to play by the book, then go back home. Right? What's the question here? Moving to a secure card will save the agency millions. Oh, yeah, we're going to save money by doing this. free up resources and ensure information is quickly accessible to DHS. What? I mean, you have the information, right? Look, it goes on. This is absolute nonsense. But I mean, if you have the information, you want the information to be readily available, then you should use that information to get these people out of the country. But they obviously don't want to get rid of these people. In fact, they want to bring more people in that they can bribe. So we're going to lure in the illegals with freebies, and we're going to trick the college kids into making them believe that we're going to give them free stuff, while we're also going to somehow, some way, give free stuff to the illegals, and no one will be the wiser. I mean, this is a Ponzi scheme, right? They're promising things that they know are not going to have a return at all. And as the house of cards collapses, they just sort of run away and, blame you for not believing their shtick, or blame Trump, or blame the black people who are not on board, or blame racism, or blame climate change or climate racism.